So this morning we're going to talk about, in today's quick hit training video, warming up and essentially the first step of the final expense presentation. These videos are designed to give you a little key into what we train on and cover it in at least 10 minutes, nothing more, so you can get out, be productive, and remember that activity is what will teach you to be successful. We're just going to give you some tips along the way. You have to learn by doing, but we're going to give you some guardrails towards your success on the bowling alley of final expense. So number one, warming up, and a tactical warm-up is the first step of the final expense presentation. What is a warm-up? A warm-up means you're sitting down like I am right now, you're getting into rapport, you're talking some small talk, but you're talking things that are relevant to learning about the person you're sitting across from. The final expense sale is not made at the door. It's not made when you're setting the appointment, and it's not made in a confrontational nature. It's literally made in a seated position, belly to belly, face to face, and in rapport with your potential client. So what is getting rapport? Getting rapport means getting the person's body language to relax, finding some kind of mutual connection, something you can share on, relate to, break down the walls that are usually put up in a sales scenario. Some tips when it comes to warming up with your potential client is using the fort analogy. Family, occupation, recreation, and transitioning back to what you're there for. You can talk about their family. You can talk about what they used to do. You can talk about what they like to do. You can talk about things in a non-scripted but a scripted manner so that you can get down to your point but have that person interested in what you have to say. You know, I heard somebody once say, I build rapport throughout the presentation. I warm up throughout the sale. Now that is true, and you can continue that throughout the presentation, but if you can't get the person to like you and to trust you in that first couple minutes, they're not going to give you the information you need later on in the presentation. You can't build rapport seconds before asking for their social. You can't build trust moments before asking for their bank account. And you can't convey complicated sales scenarios, the more high-level sales stuff, if you haven't built that foundation in the first several minutes of the presentation. So, in the middle of the warm-up, don't just talk about nothing. Don't take 10, 15, 20 minutes and talk about the moo cows on the wall or the pictures of their kindergarten graduation. Talk about things that will give you useful information during the presentation. Is their family local or long distance? Do they talk to them frequently? Who does it sound like would be their beneficiary? What kind of work did they used to do? If you can learn what they used to do for work, you can learn to speak their language. Were they a mechanic, a cafeteria worker, a bus driver, a clerk at the dollar store? A lot of the folks you sit with are blue-collar, salt-of-the-earth folks that never made a ton of money. They never had to make high-level management decisions. They were the doers of the world, the trash truck drivers, I was injured on the job 20 years in and haven't worked in 20 since. But if you can figure out what they used to do, you can talk their language, build the connection, and build a better rapport. Ask about recreation. What do they like to do? Are they a church goer, cruise goer? Does it look like they spend money on an occasional basis? Get to know what they like to do, and you can get them to laugh. If you can get someone to laugh, you can get their walls down, and you can get them to buy things from you. Here's the thing, body language is key. Someone who's sitting there during the warm-up like this isn't ready to buy anything from you. But if you see their body language relax, if you see their interaction grow, you can see that you're ready to transition out of the warm-up phase. Last point on the warm-up, like I said, is it doesn't need to take a long time. Now, I can't tell you how long it's going to take. It's going to take until the body language says they're ready to communicate with you. Ask questions that will get you useful information, and then move on to the next phase of the presentation, which is pre-qualifying your potential final expense clients.